Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. This video is going to focus on the 1965 Washington quarter. Now, to fully understand the 1965 Washington quarter, you got to get a good understanding of the quarters that were being made in the entire 1960s. That's why I've got two 1964s up top and a 65 and a 66 down here at the bottom. The big difference between the 1964 and the 1965 quarter is that the 1965 is made out of copper nickel clad. The 1964 is made out of 90% silver. That is the big difference right there as far as the values of these two coins. If you're coin roll hunting, looking through coins, or happen to just get some in your pocket change, you're going to want to look for coins that have a rim that looks like this. See that rim right there? That is solid silver, at least 90% silver and only 10% copper. The one on the top right there, that is a nickel kind of outer casing to it, which gives it its kind of shiny color, and then a copper core. So the nickel on the outside, nickel, and then copper on the center. That's why it's often called a copper nickel clad coin. The coin that's made in 1965 will weigh 5.67 grams and only have a melt value of 4 cents. Only a melt value of 4 cents. So this coin right here doesn't have too much precious metals to it. However, don't lose hope completely, because we're going to talk about a couple of different error coins later in the video. However, the 1964 one right here, this one has about the same weight, 6.25 grams, but it's 90% silver. Silver is obviously worth a lot more than copper, so it's got a melt value of about $3. Now, you can still come across these coins in everyday coin roll hunting, or if you just get some pocket change and take a look through. A lot of people have already pulled these coins out of circulation, but there are still some out there. If you were alive in the 1960s, the late 1960s, you might have been one of those people who, as soon as they switched out of the silver, just hoarded all of the silver coins that you could get your hands on. If you did that, good job by you and congratulations. Now let's get into some error coins, as well as some of the mintages for the 1960s quarters. 1964, the coin I've got on the left right here, at the Philadelphia Mint, there were 560 million of them produced. There were also 704 million produced at the Denver Mint for 1964. 1965, even higher mintages. You probably thought 500 million and 700 million was a lot, but in 1965, guess what? 1.8 billion made just at the Philadelphia Mint. So 1965, 1966, and 1967, they were only making them at the Philadelphia Mint. One of the reasons for them not having any other mint marks on them was the coin shortage that kind of prompted them taking the silver out of the coin. During the 1960s, there was a little bit of a coin shortage, so to discourage people from hoarding the coins, they did a couple of different things. One was they didn't make any proof sets. Two was they didn't make any mint marks on the coins, because the mint marks kind of excited people, and they tried and get one of each mint mark. And two, the third, the most important reason that they did was take the silver out of the coins, and that certainly deterred a lot of people from collecting them. Now, they're still going to be worth a decent amount of money if they are in a high grade, because people weren't really looking for the 1965, 66, 67 quarters. They were just looking for ones earlier. People didn't take great care of them, so if you get one that's highly graded, if you get one that has a great mint state, 66, 67 or higher, it's going to be worth a lot of money. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that there are a couple of different error coins out there. The two ones that I wanted to touch upon on today's video for 1960s error coins are the 1964 double tails. Now, there are a couple of different examples of doubled tails or double obverse coins that are out there. However, most of them are fake coins. Most of them are what's known as magician coins. So if you happen to see a friend that has one that might be a double tails or double obverse, most likely it's just a magician's coin, but PCGS has graded 3 of them as of October 5th, 2017, to be the double tail variety. So keep that in mind. The double tail variety does exist. It's likely a coin that was struck between 1965 and 1967. Now, you don't know exactly what date it was because the date is on the obverse of the coin. So PCGS has graded one of them that I'm looking at a picture of here at a mint state 62, and that will likely sell for thousands of dollars. The second era coin that's very well known, or that's worth a lot of money for the 1960s period, is the 1968 S proof coin struck on 90% silver planchet. That should be one that all of us are able to identify. If we find one that's a double tails or double obverse, that should be very easy to identify. But the 1968 S proof quarter on a silver planchet, that can easily be identified by taking your 1965 coin right here and just looking at the rim, the edge, like we were doing earlier. If you've got one that's dated after 1964, then it should have that copper showing through on the rim. It should be a copper nickel clad. You can also kind of tell by the coloring of the coin and the weight of the coin. I mentioned at the very beginning that the 1965 quarters weigh 6.25 grams, and the ones made after weigh 5.67 grams. So if you think you've got one that's dated after 1965 that's actually silver, you might have hit the jackpot there. Look at the rim, weigh the coin, and that will give you a good indication of if it's actually struck on that silver planchet. All right, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. To recap what we talked about the metal content differences between the 64 and 65 quarter, as well as we talked about the mintages, 1965, 66, 67, very high mintages, as well as the error coins, two of them that we mentioned. One was the double tails, one was the silver quarter dated post 1965. All right, everyone, thank you very much. Enjoy and best of luck coin collecting out there. Take care.